Okay, here we go. Well, today we are going to talk about email etiquette. Okay, if someone can let me know. One second, let me share my screen. Can you all let me know if you can see the presentation?
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you very much for letting me know. And then I'm also
Yes, I
to...
can.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm also going to make sure that I keep the chat box open and then I'm able to see if any messages come in or if anyone comes in. Okay, awesome. Well, everyone, thank you for coming to our email etiquette class. Today, we are going to talk about sending a professional email, okay? And so that's really, really important, especially in today's world where we are using email for mainly business purposes. I know a lot of us use WhatsApp to chat back and forth with our family, with our friends, but email is still very, very important because it still is the main form of communication in the business world. And so, okay, so in today's class, we are going to learn how to create and send an email, including a recipient's address. We're going to talk about the subject line, and then we're going to talk about composing a message. In today's class, you are going to gain basic understanding on email etiquette using salutations, closings, and avoiding things like all caps, making the use of the subject line, what message forwarding is, what CC is, and what BCC means. Okay, so our vocabulary for today and what you want to familiarize yourself with, if you're not already familiar, are some basic email terms that people use in day-to-day language in the business world. So we're going to talk about the body of an email, the closing of an email address, etiquette, greetings, message, and subject. So, what is etiquette? Okay. Etiquette refers to a set of conventional rules and manners that govern behavior in social situations, professional environments, and personal interactions. So for instance, the way that I interact with my children and the way that they interact with me is a form of etiquette, right? One of the things that I love about the African community is that there is a sense of respect and wonderful etiquette when people are addressing each other, especially how young people address their elders. That is a form of etiquette. And so it encompasses various aspects, including politeness, courtesy, respect towards others. Etiquette guidelines can vary widely across different cultures and settings. Hold on one second, let me admit this person into class real quick. Okay. It can vary across different cultures and settings, right? And they often evolve over time. So how does it vary across different cultures and settings? I have two kids. They're 11 and 13 years old. They're obviously going to address their friends the same age in a different way that they're going to address my husband and I, right? Have you ever, for those of you who have children, have you ever had them address you in a way where you turn around and you go, excuse me? Who do you think you're talking to? Respect your elders. That is a form of etiquette, right? And so they cover a broad range of behaviors, such as how to greet others, dining manners, dress codes, communication styles, and the proper way to handle invitations and thank you notes. Understanding and practicing good etiquette can help in making positive impressions, fostering harmonious relationships, and navigating social and professional situations more effectively. And so that's what our focus of today is how do we navigate email more professionally and effectively to ensure that our communication is clear, especially when it comes to business correspondence, right? And so, as far as email etiquette goes, in a professional setting, we will frequently type emails to people like our coworkers, our teachers. I'm always typing emails to my kids' school teachers, other students, and our bosses. So our focus isn't going to be how we communicate to our family members and our friends, because that's going to carry a more relaxed tone. We're going to focus more on emailing people in a more business-like setting, or even emailing your primary care provider or another medical professional, or emailing an attorney, okay? So when we type professional emails, we need to use clear, professional, and polite language, okay? So what else can I tell you about a professional email? Professional emails have 4 parts, okay? They're going to have a subject, they're going to have a greeting, and they're going to have a message, and they're going to have a closing. The greeting, the message, and the closing are going to be encompassed in the body of your message, which is why I have that here, the body of your message, okay? So we're gonna look at the subject of an email, and then within the body of the email, we're gonna look at the greeting, the message, and the closing. So let's go ahead and talk about the subject line, okay? So the subject of an email, wait, hold on one second. Let me admit Dorcas. Okay, hello, welcome. All right, so the subject of an email. What is the subject? The subject of an email will show the title of the email. That's where you're going to put the title. It's what you're talking about in the email, okay? It tells the reader what the email is about. It's short, and it's not usually a complete sentence, okay? It comes from the sender, and it is specific to the topic at hand. And so let me pause the sharing here for a second, and we are going to go over and look at an example of what that looks like. One second. While I pull that up. Okay. Okay, so at this point, you should be seeing a sample of an example. Well, let me scroll that up. An example inbox. Can everybody see that? The example inbox. Once I get an okay.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Awesome. Yes, thank you very much. Okay, the majority of you can see this. Okay, so here is what an example inbox looks like. So this subject line says plans for tomorrow. And in this specific example inbox, so let's pretend like everybody is in their Gmail account right now, and it would look something like this. Or maybe you use Yahoo Mail or AOL Mail or Outlook Mail. A typical inbox will look like this, okay? And off to the right, and this is an example of what Gmail looks like. And so this compose section here, if you were to hit that plus button, that's how you would compose an email that you create from scratch. And then it's showing you here your inbox, okay? And then you've got your sent items, your draft items. Those are messages that you've started, but you haven't completed. And so if you ever create a message, but you don't send it off, it never goes away entirely. You never lose that email. It will automatically go in your draft section, okay? So if you ever have unfinished emails, that's where they are. And they will stay in there until you send them, okay? And so right now, what we are looking at here is an example inbox, okay? And so these plans for tomorrow, they are coming from Beth Ryder, for example. And so in a typical inbox, to the left side of the title, you're going to have who the email is from, what the subject is, and the date that the email came in, okay? And so at the top of this inbox, you can see Radio Guy sent us an email called Joy the Frequent Listener Club, and that came in at 8:48 in the morning. And so typically your inbox is going to be sorted from newest to oldest. And there's also settings where you can flip-flop that to go from oldest to newest, but typically it's going to default newest to oldest. So in this subject example, the plans for tomorrow was sent by Beth Ryder. Okay, back to the presentation. While I pull this up, does anybody have any questions about the lesson so far? Can I help anyone with anything before we move on to talk about the body of the message? Okay, it looks like we are good. So I'm going to share my screen again, and then we will talk about the body of the message. Okay, so in the body of the message, that is where your main screen is when you log into your email. You want to, for a professional email, you want to type in a greeting. Okay, so after you put in your subject, and we'll have an example of that. After you put in your subject, you want to type in the greeting. You want to type in a message, okay? And, well, I'm sorry, let me go back to the greeting. So what is a greeting, okay? A greeting is exactly what it says. It's how we greet the person. And our typical greetings are hi, hello, hello friends, or dear. In a even more professional setting, you can say, dear sir, dear madam, okay? To more than one person, dear sirs. You can say, hello ladies and gentlemen. But we always want to start with a greeting with a comma after the greeting. And then we want to type our message. So for a neat looking letter, you would say, you would use your greeting, put a comma, and then hit the return key, give it some space, okay? And then you type your message. And what's your message? It's whatever it is that you want to talk about. It's your topic at hand. And then, of course, you want to properly close your message, okay? So in closing, the ending of your message can end with it can end with closings like cheers, kind regards, sincerely, respectfully, warmest wishes. If you're a Christian believer, you know, a lot of people will close the message saying, in him, you know, many blessings to you. But however, it's basically your style, whatever it is that you want to say. I'm constantly sending business messages, and so I actually have it in my Gmail to pre-write respectfully. So anytime I am finished with an email, it's automatically going to be in there, and it says respectfully, comma, Erica Hunter. And I'll show you an example of that as well. Okay, and then unprofessional emails. So what do unprofessional emails look like? Whoops, okay, everybody just ignore all of this lettering here. I forgot to delete all that. But unprofessional emails do not have correct punctuation or capital letters. And so just make sure, especially if you use email, all email providers these days have grammar and punctuation checks and spell checks already included. And so make sure you use your spell check and your grammar check, and that will be done for you. I use it all the time. We're going a million miles an hour, and there's just, you know, who has time for proofreading, right? And there's things, we're human, we can overlook these things. And so just ensure that you are using your spell check and your grammar check, okay? Writing in all caps is unprofessional. And the reason being is that over time in our culture, all caps was developed into screaming or shouting. And so when somebody is typing in all caps, they're actually letting people know that they're angry and they're upset about something. You can also use all caps if you're shouting something in an exciting way, but obviously when you're reading the message, you'll know the difference between, okay, this person is sending me a message and they're excited about what it is that they're saying, like, come on, come all, you're all invited to my housewarming party, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. if somebody writes something like that in all caps, that wouldn't be considered rude because that the message that they're implying is that they're excited. But typically, all caps is reserved for shouting or anger. So just make sure you have that caps lock off when you're typing a professional email. Unprofessional emails also have no greetings and they have no closings. Okay, so I'm going to switch to a different screen now so that we can look at some examples of what a message in the body of an email looks like. And while I do that, does anyone have any questions so far? Let me check my chat here. It looks like everyone is good to go. Okay. All right. Let me hit screen share so that we can look at some example here. Okay. Let me shrink that down. Oops. Okay, can everyone see this? Can everybody see me scrolling here? Okay, I got some thumbs up. Okay, perfect. So what you're looking at now is an example email, okay? And so let's break down what this email looks like. So what you've got here is the email address, okay? This is the person that you are sending the email to, because now we have opened up the inbox, okay? And so this is the recipient, okay? And so the sender of the email, if you're writing an email, you're the sender of the email. If you're receiving an email, you're the recipient, the email recipient, okay? In this particular example here, we're pretending like this is our email inbox, right? And so the email address that is being typed in is the recipient email. So you're the sender and the recipient is the person that you're sending it to. The subject in this example is class next Tuesday. Okay, and now let's look at the greeting. So in the greeting, it is hello, teacher Gwen. Okay, and then in the body, they're saying, I cannot come to class next Tuesday because I have a doctor's appointment. And in the closing, they're saying, thank you, Charles, okay? The reason why this is a great example is because in the subject line, you've got a concise, incomplete sentence, okay? Because people just want to open up their inboxes and they want to know right away what those emails are about. You know, sometimes, you know, some of you probably experience this at work. You log on to your email and there's a lot of them. Or you experience this in your own personal email. You log on and there's a lot going on in your inbox and you're trying to figure out which one are the important ones. The best way to do that is to scan your subjects and go, okay, yep, I want to open this one because this is one I've been waiting for, and these are important. And I know that personal emails, especially, we can get cluttered with a lot of things. And so maybe we can have a different class about this, or you can schedule a one-on-one with us, or come in on a Tuesday night or a Saturday night. If you need help cleaning up your inbox, or get unsubscribing to emails that you never want to see again, definitely let us know, because it can become such a chore. And it can also be really demotivating to open up your email if it's full with a lot of junk and cluttered. I know for me personally, I have lost emails because they've gotten buried in a whole bunch of junk mail that has gotten on top or underneath junk important messages, and then I miss those important messages. And then sometimes it's just better to just get a new email account and start all over, right? But that can also be a pain. And so if you have an email inbox that you feel like is a mess, definitely let us know, and we can definitely show you how to clean up your email so that things are streamlined and looking neat in there. Okay, so that's why subjects are important, because it lets us know, okay, this is an important topic. It's about class next Tuesday, okay? And then what also makes this professional is there's a greeting with a comma. So hello teacher, right? And then there's a comma. They hit the return button. When you hit the return button, it creates this space here, okay? I have a Mac, so for me, it's return, but on a PC, if you're looking down at your keyboard, it's the enter button. And so that's what creates the space here. And then there's proper punctuation and grammar, and capitalizations are in the right place, okay? The beginning of a sentence, right? I cannot come to class next Tuesday. The T in Tuesday is capitalized because it's a proper noun. Because I have a doctor's appointment, period. Okay, now, if English is your second, third, or fourth language, definitely it's not something to be too concerned about, because you can use spelling and grammar check to check your punctuation for you. And then they ended the sentence with a period, and then they hit the return button if you're on a Mac, or the enter button if you're on a PC. And then they finished with a closing, thank you, and then their name, Charles, okay? So that is what an example email looks like. Okay, now I'm going to scroll through. We're going to look at some other examples here. Here's another example of a message. Okay, so the greeting, hello, Abdi, the body. What time do you want to meet at the library to study? Question mark. Is 2 p.m. okay? Closing. Thanks, Laura. So this is an example message. And so I would, if I were to give this a subject, I would call it time to meet at the library, done. Or time to meet, especially if Laura is already waiting, if Abdi is already waiting for Laura to send a message about meeting, then you can say something simple like meeting, or meeting time, or library meeting, just to get the point across quickly. Okay, to review again, common greetings, hello, hi, and dear, and common closings, thanks, thank you, and sincerely. Okay. To review, again, unprofessional greetings are no punctuation, Okay, and over here you can see an example of what no punctuation looks like. Okay, there's like, for instance, hi teacher, there's no comma here. Okay, my name is Fred. Okay, the M isn't capitalized. Fred is a proper name, so the F should be capitalized here, right? There's no period at the end of the sentence, and the closing has bad punctuation. All capital letters. We talked about that, right? Hello group, the meeting is tomorrow at 4 p.m. at the library. Don't forget, Samuel. When it's in all caps, it sounds more like, hello group, the meeting is tomorrow at 4 p.m. at the library. Don't forget it. That's how people would take it if you were to write in all caps, okay? And then there's no greeting, okay? And no closing. All right. And then this one is going to require some participation. So for those of you who want to participate, go ahead and unmute your microphones and let's together match email messages to email subjects. So let's start with the first one. I had a car problem this morning and could not come to class. What would be the proper subject for this message?
Car problem.
Car problem.
Car problem.
Yes, car
Yeah,
problem.
yeah.
Thank you. Yes. Okay, the next one. I have a doctor's appointment and cannot come to work Monday.
Doctor's
What would
appointment.
the subject? Yes,
Doctor's
doctor's
appointment.
appointment.
Doctor's appointment.
Yes, yes. Next, do you want to get together and study next Thursday?
Study on Thursday.
Study on Thursday. I am interested in applying for the job. Here's my application.
Job application.
Job application. And a couple of tips. If you're ever writing someone regarding a job application, proper greetings would be dear sir or madam, or to whom it may concern.
Okay.
To whom it may concern. I lost my jacket in school last week. Did anyone find my jacket?
Lost jacket.
Lost jacket.
Lost jacket. And if you're really concerned about your jacket, you can write that one in all caps and everyone will probably forgive you. You know, because looking for your lost jacket, right? Okay. Now keep your microphones unmuted. Everybody just, you know, shout out to me some common greetings. How would you open up an email?
Dear sir.
Dear
or
sir.
dear madam.
Dear sir,
Dear
stroke
madam.
madam.
Yes, yes.
Or to whom it may concern.
Dear Mary.
To whom it may concern.
Right, yeah.
Yes. Or even just the simple dear
Or
and their
greetings.
name, right?
Mhm.
Greetings.
I use that a lot. I say
Greetings.
greetings to you.
Yes, greetings to you. That's a great one. That's a
Yes.
great one. I know for me, when I open up an email and it says greetings, it makes me smile, right?
Yeah.
Or if you're sending a message, sometimes I'll send messages really late at night because I know people are going to read them in the morning, and I'll say good morning, right? Or good evening, good afternoon. Another thing that people like to put in their emails in the very first sentence, no matter what they're saying after their greeting is, I hope this email finds you well.
Thank you. Well, yeah.
Yep, yep. Everybody wants to be well, right? And so it's
Yes.
polite to say, I hope this email finds you well, or I hope this message finds you well,
Well,
you know? Yes. And in your closing, I like to say a lot of times in my closing, thank you for your time and attention on this matter. Or with people that I'm close to, I like to say, I truly appreciate you.
appreciate you.
Or I am, yeah, I am grateful for you. I am grateful for you. I truly appreciate you. Thank you so much for your time and attention on this matter. Or thank you so much for taking the time to read this email. And if you are, applying for a job, you can say, I anticipate hearing from you soon, or I will be waiting with great anticipation, to show your excitement for wanting to to get the job, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see, what else? Okay, I'm gonna open up my email and I'll write an email. Okay, so email writing practice, okay? We're not gonna do this online. However, if you would like to practice writing an email, I am going to let me go to the chat real quick. I'm going to put my email in the chat. And you can, if you would like, you can practice sending an email to me with all the things that we learned today. You would put my email address in the recipient line. You will.
Can you leave
put
the
a
email
sub-
again on it? Can I still have the email address?
Yes, it's erica.hunter@summitsupportwa.com. And if you look in the chat, you'll see it there. And I'll also type it really big. Let me stop share. And here's what I'll do. I'm going to share my screen again. We're going to go to this is my email. One second, I'll fix it. I will fix it so that you can see the whole thing. Well, let's make it smaller. Okay, here it is. erica.hunter@summitsupportwa.com. You can send me an email there and make sure that you put me as the recipient. You can pick any subject that you want. You can say homework. And then in the message, you can say anything. Dear Erica, comma, I did my homework. Sincerely, and then your name. And just send off a test message to me. Okay? That will be your homework for this class. And then the last thing that we're going to do before we let you go is I am going to show you my Gmail and then an example of what it would be like to open it up and compose an email and see what an email that has come in looks like. Okay. So let me share my screen again. One last share screen. Okay. Can everyone see my email inbox? Hopefully you can.
Yes. So small.
Yeah, let me try that again. Okay, how about now? Hopefully you can see my inbox.
Very tiny.
It's itty bitty. Okay, let's do this. Let's bring it. I'm going to change screens. Let's see if this improves it. How about now?
Yeah.
Better?
Better. Yes.
Better, yeah.
Okay, so when you're in your Gmail, the compose button or icon is going to be on your on your left-hand side. You'll see this pencil here. And then I'm going to click on compose. And oops. As you can see here, oh no, why are you disappearing on me? Hold on, hold on. Okay, as you can see here, this is a new message, okay? The to line, that is who I want to send the message to. And then the subject is next. So you see the recipients here? The recipients are, I'm going to, if you notice, so I was going to write a message to a friend of mine that I go to church with. Her name is Kate. But as soon as I start typing K, every single person that I have ever emailed, Gmail keeps track. Even if you don't save these people to your contacts, that's a whole nother lesson. It will always keep track of every person you've ever emailed. And so all of the people that I've emailed with first or last name K will pop up. And so for it, because it's using machine learning to help things be quicker and more efficient, right? And so the first person that popped up, this is my daughter's teacher, Lauren Kim. Her last name is Kim, okay? But I want to email Kate, my friend at church, okay? And so if I click on Kate, it automatically loads in the to line. Now, CC and BC. CC means carbon copy. How many of you were alive before email was invented? I was. And before emails were invented, the way that you would make a copy of something when you would write is you would put a piece of carbon paper in between two pieces of paper, and the pen would create copy on a second sheet of paper. And so the creators of email decided to call it a carbon copy. You'll also hear it called courtesy copy, okay? And so if I wanted someone other than Kate to receive the message as well, I would click CC, and then I would add, let's say I want to send a message to her husband, Caleb. Then I would add him in the CC line. And this is how intuitive Gmail is. It's using machine learning to say, oh, you're emailing Kate and Caleb. Are you also wanting to email Danny Miller, and Hillary Smith? It's very, very smart. These people are the worship leaders at my church. We're always emailing each other. So the machine learning is using its intuition that, oh, she's probably sending a church email, so everyone is popping up. Isn't that cool? Now, BCC. BCC is a blind copy. Blind copies are sometimes used in a professional setting when the sender doesn't want the recipients to know that someone is getting a copy that they're blind to. So they are unaware that they're receiving message. This can be considered unprofessional at times, okay? So I would be very careful when using a blind copy. There are instances in a working environment when a blind copy is warranted. However, for the most part, blind copies aren't always used in the most honest ways, okay? And so if you ever see BCC, that's what it is. It is a blind copy. And then the last thing that I wanted to show you is in my inbox, okay? I've got messages from all of these people, right? And we are actually going to open an email that Eric sent me, okay? And so it's from Eric Hunter. As you can see in my inbox, it's showing me that Eric is sending it to me. And then I can see I have folders set up. And so the machine also knows that this is a digital navigation related message based off of my habits. Pretty cool, right? And then I'm going to click on it because I know that it's North Star related, okay? And so he's sending me the North Star access for classes, okay? And so, oh, and then I do want to show you one more thing. So in my messages, by default, I was showing you that I already have it. I put it in my settings for all of my messages to say respectful, because that's how I always want my messages to end. And then I've got my signature, what we call a signature block, right? So people will know how to get a hold of me, my name, the name of my company, my email address, and my phone number. And then our company logo, okay? And the American flag, because I am a certified veteran-owned business with the state of Washington. And this is the logo that the state allows me to put in my emails to let people know that I am a veteran-owned company. And so you can actually go into your settings and create your own signature block. If you have a logo, you can insert it there. And you know, whatever it is that you want to do here, that is up to you. Okay, and so that ends the formal portion of our class. I hope that you learned something today and that you have been empowered to send professional emails in the workplace. I can definitely go far. And don't forget that we also will be giving this class again in person at the Mission Africa offices in Federal Way this Saturday. And then you can come back again Tuesday night to our Mission Africa offices, where Eric will be teaching a new topic. If you are attending class for the first time, or for some reason you are not in our WhatsApp group, definitely let me know. You can let me know. You can unmute and let me know and give me your phone number, or you can put it in the chat. You can reply to me privately or to everyone, and we'll add you to the WhatsApp group and make sure that you're receiving messages that come out periodically about our classes, especially what the class topics are every single week. So thank you very much, everyone, for attending class today. It's always my pleasure to teach. I love it. Knowledge is power. And one of my favorite things to do, it is my passion to empower others with increased knowledge. And so
Thank you.
go forth.
Thank
do
you so
amazing
much.
things. You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh,
Thank you,
amazing
Erica.
things.
Thank you.
Welcome.
you.
Bye.